So Micron Technologies exceeded market's expectation today, and due to that, ended up gapping up 14.75% after market hours. This video or the title should not be a joke. I mean, it was an aggressive rally. We talked about Micron Technologies yesterday. I made sure that you guys were all aware that it was going to report earnings. It's been bullish for the past few days leading up to its earnings. But if you really pay attention to its most recent pattern after hitting highs of 157, I could see why, again, a lot of people were scared to buy the dip into Micron Technologies. So I'm going to break down some of the details, but you can't see it right now because, again, it includes after market hours. But if we click on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we are currently trading at 109.90. That is $110 per share. The question that I'm asking is, again, I'm always that devil's advocate. Is this an overreaction, or is it going to hold up here at 15% and possibly continue to run into tomorrow's market session? That's exactly what we're going to be covering in tomorrow's live trading session. So if you want to tune on in to watch live, it's the second link in the description down below. But as you can see, this is a previous resistance range right around 110 where we previously formed a lower high and then got rejected. But now we have the momentum of exceeding earnings and exceeding guidance. So markets had a forecast of $1.11 per share, and we came in at 118 per share for the EPS, which is its earnings per share. Revenue expectation was 7.65 billion. We came in higher at 7.75. That wasn't really where the big focus was. It was what's coming for 2025. Guidance, and I've said it so many times before, earnings is important, but that's reporting based off of previous quarters. Investors that are currently invested or are thinking about investing want to know how this company sees in the up and coming quarters. And guidance was very strong for Micron Technologies. For those that don't know much about it, I would encourage you to look into it. Based off of what their main market is, they focus on chips for PCs. Demand has been down since the pandemic, and although demand has come back from time to time, we peaked, you guys could see, kind of like mid 2024, and then we aggressively sold off to lows of $84. This does not surprise me that people were just concerned, right? People were concerned to buy the dip because we went from 157 all the way to lows of $85. That's a 45% sell-off. And even after today's rally, right, it still offers over 40% in potential ROI if we expect this thing to potentially recover. And you can see based off of previous highs of 158, if we do end up recovering to highs of 158, that would be about a 43%, 42% ROI based off of my little trend line. So again, I'm not going to be someone that's just going to jump in right away. That's just not the way that I personally want to approach it. The way that I would love to follow up is I want to see it test these levels. Maybe in the next few days, it could continue to rally. I don't care about that. I view that to be short-lived. I want to see how it trades when the hype is no longer there. And when it pulls on back, as long as it forms an ascending support, a higher low, at that point, I would consider potentially buying into Micron, not as a day trade, but as a potential swing trade, as I would love to potentially invest in Micron as it works its way back up to $158 per share. If you guys haven't looked at their overall guidance for 2025, again, it is way better than what was expected. I want to quickly just share a message that the CEO said. With the advent of AI, which again, obviously they say anything AI, they're going to increase, I would say, interest in the company. We are in the most exciting period that I have seen for memory and storage in my career. And this is coming from the CEO during the earnings call, which of course just excites investors. Not only are they seeing higher demand for their new type of AI chip for 2025, but they are also seeing a lot of demand for their PC chips, which is where they make a majority of their money. I think that new AI chip is expected to generate around $25 billion by next year. Again, I'm still learning more about this, but I would encourage you that if you haven't already, MU or Micron Technologies might be a stock to pay attention to as it's extremely oversold and offers, again, really nice recovery potential, especially if it does begin to have a better than expected 2025. I'm going to take it week by week, quarter by quarter, but overall, all I'm looking for is signs of progress. I think this is very exciting for those that were already invested. But for people like you and I that maybe are just watching it, I would personally like to wait for market to cool off, the hype to no longer be there, and to see how when it corrects itself, if it forms an ascending support and just signs of progress, higher highs and higher lows. That's all I would be looking for. The next company that you might want to pay attention to for tomorrow is Costco, where they keep the cost low, right? Costco reports earnings tomorrow after the market closes. Costco is an incredibly bullish company, and it's definitely a company I'm going to be paying attention to after the market closes, as it is expected to report earnings. Remember, we talk everything stock market, not only during these videos, but also in my live trading sessions. If you're an absolute beginner and you want to tune on in, I would love to have you. Again, you get to watch me trade live. You get to see all of my entries, all of my exits during that live trading session, and you get to ask me questions in real time. If you're a beginner that learns best by watching other people do, then I hope to see you for tomorrow's live trading, and that's the second link in the description down below. Hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.